with something nice and short from the Parsha. Parsha's Tetzaveh contains the menorah and contains that which you light the menorah with, which is oil, most particularly olive oil. The first pasuk of the Parsha teaches us, Va'ata Tetzaveh b'nei Yisrael, V'yichu eilecha, you should take for yourself shemen zayis zach, pure olive oil, kosis, which is crushed, lama'ar, for light, lahalois, to raise up, ner tamid. And this is a halacha that the menorah has to be lit with olive oil, a halacha which we've spoken about. Many people, al pi Kabbalah, light their Shabbos candles with olive oil as well. When we think about olive oil, it's something absolutely incredible. There's a Gemara. A Gemara in Hariyas teaches us that one who consumes olives, it's bad for their memory. An interesting Gemara. And then the Gemara continues and says, but one who consumes olive oil, it's good for their memory. And everyone wonders, so what is it? Are olives good or olives not good? Do olives aid your memory or do olives cause you forgetfulness? And not that modern day studies are needed, but it's actually fascinating that you do a cursory search, you write olive oil good for memory, and the first thing that comes up is Dr. Kadumi found that olive oil could protect the brain and improve memory and reduce Alzheimer's biomarkers. So it seems, again, not that we need modern day science to prove what we're discussing, but even in the world we live in, olive oil seemingly is good for memory. But what does it mean that olives are bad for memory? So a very simple and beautiful pshat. We know that the olive oil is being used for the menorah. The menorah is representative of Torah. This Torah, you're lighting with olive oil. Explain the Mefarshim. You have an entity called an olive. How do you transform this olive into the olive oil, which will then be allowed and be fit to light the menorah? You take it, you crush it, you make sure that it's absolutely pure oil, and then it could be used to light the menorah. When it comes to Torah, when it comes to learning, you take the raw product, doesn't do much. But if you then go and you crush it, and you work hard, and you try again, and maybe an area of learning which was always difficult for you, but you say, you know what? I'm going to try anyways. I'm going to try a different share and a different style. Maybe learning in general is always difficult. You try harder. You push further. You take those olives and you crush them into olive oil. Now it's good for your memory. That's the very way that Torah is a very big encouragement to all of us, because there's a never-ending amount that we need to learn, and with it comes a never-ending amount of difficulties in the learning. But when we realize that that is the very entity of Torah itself, it is something which begins as an olive, but after you crush it, after you work on it, after you work a little bit harder, then it becomes something which will indeed aid your memory and is good for you. And particularly, we'll put this into the world of halacha as we always try. Halacha, I believe, is a I don't want to call it a lost art, but often it's something, we thought this, we thought that, we're nervous to ask. It is mutter, it is aser. Should I ask? I don't want to know. Maybe it's better not knowing. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been doing this for 50 years. Let me just move on. And to learn it. But then you say, no, I'm going to take those olives. I'm going to crush them. And I'm going to work on it. And I'm going to try to understand it. And I'm going to ask questions if I don't understand it. And I'm slowly going to take those olives and make them into beautiful olive oil. It will aid our memory and will allow us to connect to the beauty of Torah, which ultimately will do what? will light that menorah, lighting up our lives, lighting up our families, and lighting up all of Am Yisrael b'siyata d'ishmaya.